I only have 2 questions to ask you. Number 1.
Why is there a flying Tatsugiri icon on my screen and I don't know how to get rid of it? Is this normal?
And number 2. Are you ready to dismantle this owl?
Hello, my fellow Pokemon trainers, Scarlet, Violet,
Those 2, just those 2.
How are you getting on with our brand new 7-star mighty Tera Raid a la Decidueye? Yeah, he is proving quite brutal. A lot of people are getting multiple attacks in a row, me included. The fact that he clears and then shields very early is a lot to get through, and generally he's just hitting very hard. So, I am of course here, as always, to give you the best Pokemon with the best strategy and the best setup to guarantee an easy, smooth, relaxed beating and catching experience. Now, it should be said to begin with that yes, if you are lucky enough to be a Violet player, and this is the first and only time that will be the case, and you have your Miraidon, well, that is an absolutely solid choice. Electro Drift, Reflect, Metal Sound, and Charge. Open with Reflect, use Metal Sound 3 times, then use Charge, and then Electro Drift, and you will all but one-shot it. Special Attack and Health, EVs, IVs, and everything but attack. The item you want is the Terrain Extender, and then with just a little bit of ally NPC RNG in your favor, i.e. they don't do much damage to trigger the early shield, or you get a couple intimidates, you will be cruising on easy street. But I don't want to give a solution to this owl problem that only, half the version can do. I want this to be universal for everyone. So, on that note,
behold the true form of Owl Death.
Bellibolt here sleeping with his eyes open like this is actually really kind of intimidating. In any case, yes, it remains Bellibolt, but with a much more refined and comfortable strategy than I went over in my pre-prep video, and indeed the earlier quick look at the Tera Raid for you. So what we are going to want to do is head to Cascarafa and to the Delibird presence there. We're going to want to pick up a bit of Thunder Seedage, the electric seed. This is key to the whole operation. So then when it comes to actually setting up the Bellibolt, well, we want the following 4 moves. Reflect, which will be our main source of not dying. Parabolic Charge, which will be another big source of not dying but also killing the owl. Acid Spray for, of course, lowering its special defense once it shields and clears, as it's one of the few ways to do that. And then finally Electro Terrain for both another 50% damage boost and to activate our Electric Seed defense up, which is just the right amount to survive again very comfortably. Now, most of these moves are very self-explanatory to how you get them on the Bellibolt, except perhaps Parabolic Charge. You have to do this via making it transfer as an egg move using the Mirror Herb. So, for example, get a Dendadini and then give your Bellibolt the Mirror Herb with a spare move slot, and then you will get Parabolic Charge transferred across, and that's all well and good. So, past that then, we want to make sure it does have Electromorphosis, so we do double damage after receiving a hit. That's a big part of the punch. And we also, of course, want EVs in health, special attack, IVs in everything but attack, and obviously level 100. So, head into the battle, and our first turn we are going to open with a Reflect. Then he will clear your stats. At this point, now you can drop the Electric Terrain. This will activate the Electric Seed, giving you the 1 defense boost, which will take the edge off for the remainder of the fight, as he doesn't clear your stats again. Now we simply hit that Parabolic Charge to heal back to full and cause him to shield up, assuming it did enough damage coupled with your allies. If not, just, do it again. Now he will shield up, restore himself to normal, and then Swords Dance. Thankfully, as we've defensed up 1, and we've still got Reflect, this isn't actually going to matter. Now we play the simple balancing game of Acid Spray, Parabolic Charge, Acid Spray, Parabolic Charge, lowering his special defense as we keep healthy. After, of course, 5 turns have passed, refresh your Reflect, finish acid spraying him to -6, then put up your electric terrain, and then you've got just 5 parabolic charges to finish him off, though you suddenly won't need all 5 of them. And of course, terrestrialize up into electric after you've attacked 3 times, and can do, as that only, massively helps. I, of course, very typically and annoyingly got an Arbolive who was cancelling my electric terrain, so I did this even without the 50% damage boost, which I can assure you is much more useful than the little trickle heal the grass terrain is giving, and it was still a very, very comfortable play. Hell, I even had one where it went incredibly wrong because he just would not stop critting me with Leaf Blade, and you can survive 1 crit with Leaf Blade, but not 2 in a row. Nothing can really, so that's just very unlucky. But even then, with me getting that and dying and coming back, I still squeezed it in with everything going maximum wrong unlucky, so that just shows you how reliable this actually is. Bellibolt is very much perfect here, with electric terrain and the seed really being that secret sauce to have him pop off. Reflect, electric terrain, play the balancing game of surviving with parabolic, and then acid spray him down to -6, then terrain up and parabolic charge until he's dead, with a reflect refresh if you need it, / if you don't get an intimidate allied Pokemon with you. That's about the long and short of it. There's not much else to actually go over here, and really, congratulations if you are a Violet player and can just use the Miraidon. But yeah, that really is kind of everything. I hope that you have found this very much helpful, and I would love to know how you're finding this Decidueye. I am very glad to actually have him. He is one of my favorite starters because I am a big fan of the owls as a creature, and I also really like that it is finally Bellibolt's time to shine, because I think Bellibolt is one of the most amusing new Pokemon that we've actually had the pleasure of getting, thanks to Scarlet and Violet. Of course, if you do get very unlucky and you get like 2 wind cutters back to back to back and he does 3 attacks in a row, that's gonna be rough, and you might have to bust out a heal cheer if you do end a turn with less than 50 health, assuming reflect is down, but that's not the end of the world either. It's also entirely possible that after 1 parabolic charge before he shields after doing your reflect in your terrain, he doesn't shield. Well, in that case you can either do an attack or a defense cheer, which will last for a bit just to help out, and then let your allies push him into shield range, and then begin the rest of the strategy as usual. Requires a little bit of flexibility, but this setup gives you that flexibility to really roll with how the fight actually progresses and handle it really nicely. I have beaten him about 10 times with this now, and it's always in about the 30 to 40% of the timer remaining, unless again I've got incredibly crit unlucky. Alright then, I will leave you to it. I wish you good luck and happy owl hunting. Like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.